Good evening and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight we are sitting down with our newest staff member, Isabelle Kirwin. Welcome to our show and welcome to our wonderful library. We're so happy for you to be part of our team.
Thank you so much.
So we usually start our interview with asking people where they grew up, where they went to school, that sort of thing. People like to, kind of learn a little bit about you, how you got here. So
I've lived most of my life in Elliott.
Okay.
About 18 years now.
Yes.
I went to the public schools there, but then I spent my last year of high school at the new school in Kennebunk.
Okay.
Which was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Mount Holyoke College
Yeah.
in Western Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And I majored in English and dance.
Oh, great. So the new school, like how did you pick the new school? As like even especially like your last year of high school. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I knew I needed something different.
Yeah.
I was kind of just ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered the new school and how students kind of personalize their curriculum there.
Yeah.
And especially senior year, you're required to do a pretty big senior project.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught dance classes to my fellow students.
Wow.
At a local studio there.
Yeah.
I did a ballet class, a jazz class, and a modern class, I think.
Wow.
So I made my own curriculum for those classes based on what I had learned throughout my sort of dance career.
Yeah.
And they were all complete beginners, so it was really fun to impart that knowledge.
Yeah, that's really great. And when you were at Mount Holyoke, what did you study? I mean, I know English, but were there certain classes that you really enjoyed as opposed to some of the others? I know sometimes like core classes you have to take, but...
Yeah, I loved pretty much everything in the major.
Mm-hmm.
I took a pretty wide variety of classes.
Yeah.
I took a lot of literature classes, a lot of English literature, but also medieval literature.
Oh, okay.
I took a class in writing short stories, which was really fun.
Yeah.
I think the only class I didn't like when I was there was my required science class, and I took astronomy, which has a lot more math than you might expect.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And that's not, it's not easy because you have to take it, right? So, and I remember like chipping away at all those core classes. It's like, just get me through this, But it's nice. It's nice to have that balance. What was like college life like? Was it that kind of a school? Was it pretty? Is it girls? All girls?
Yeah, it's a women's college.
Mm-hmm.
The campus is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived on campus all 4 years. In campus housing, which most people do because it's in a relatively rural area.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty quiet campus.
Yeah.
It's not like a party school.
Yeah.
We don't have, or they didn't have sororities or fraternities. Sororities, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a really nice place to be.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. And so you graduated from there
2019.
So before all the crazy stuff happened.
The last class before all the crazy stuff. They didn't have commencement the next year.
Yeah. So before you came here, what did you do when you got out of school?
Right out of school, I started teaching dance classes at the studio that I went to in high school.
Yep.
And I was also a page at the Portsmouth Public Library.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
But then that all ended when all the craziness hit.
Yeah. So, and what was it like being at the Portsmouth Library? Is it that I've never been in there? Is that a big?
It's much bigger than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I went there as a really little kid. That was the library that we went to because it was bigger than the Elliott Library. But they recently, in the past 5 years, moved to a new building.
Okay.
Which has more parking and, it's a more accessible
place. Is it right downtown?
It is. It's not as close to Market Square as it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's down on Parrott Street, I think.
Okay. I know there's a restaurant called The Library.
Yes.
That's in Portsmouth that I've been to a few times. And I always think I'm going, I've got to find this library. So my next excursion down there, I'll have to go check that out because it is fun to explore, different settings, different library settings. So, so what attracted you to our application?
It's funny. I found the application on the Maine State website, and I was reading the job description, and I was thinking, wow, that sounds like exactly what I want to do.
Good. Well, we're glad. So, like, what do you see as far as like some programs that you might like to do as working upstairs with the children? Are there any programs that you kind of have in your mind that you'd like to roll out for us, or?
Well, I do love the idea of the pirate mermaid party.
Oh, yes.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, tell us a little bit more about that. So we are starting a summer reading program later this month. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's going to look like?
So the summer reading program for 2022 is called Oceans of Possibilities. So it's very ocean themed.
Yeah.
And the Mermaid Pirate Party is one of many programs that we're going to have.
Cool. And there's stuff I can see upstairs already. Like there's some decorations up there.
Yeah.
And there's a few things, guessing games, and did I hear something about fishing? Is there some going to be?
We do have a fishing pool.
Ooh.
Which is harder than you might think.
Oh, you've already tried it?
I have.
Oh, okay. So that sounds like fun. And I think story time now is going to be outside, weather permitting.
Hope so, yeah.
So I know last week you were going to, and
we got rained out.
Yeah, you got seriously rained out last week. So, but that'll be really fun. And for you, just starting here, getting to know some of these little kids that come in with their families, they're just, it's pretty special when you start making relationships, and you, when you see a book come in for the first time, it gets ordered, it gets processed, and the joy of that job, for me anyway, when I was upstairs, was I could think of 3 kids that I know are going to love this book.
Yeah.
And you start with that, and then you become like fast friends.
Yeah.
So we hope that for you, because I think it's a pretty lovely community, and we have a lot of really voracious readers here.
Love it.
So, yeah. So book groups, those kinds of things, that's also part of summer.
I know there's going to be a middle school book group.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
There's going to be a watercolor class.
Oh, nice.
Story time on Fridays
Yeah.
will be ocean themed.
Yeah.
With a corresponding craft.
Yep. Oh, good. And those are still pick up outside?
On the porch.
That's great. So when you're not here at the library working, what do you like to do? Do you have hobbies?
I do have some hobbies. Most of my time is spent with my dog.
Well, what kind of dog do you have?
She's a black lab mix. She looks like a small black lab with really fluffy fur.
Oh, nice.
Her name is Peggy.
Oh.
And she just turned 3. She's my baby.
Oh, that's nice. So you do lots of walking around with Peggy?
Well, we don't really leave the yard because she's a very anxious dog.
Oh,
she's really scared of traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she can make a visit here sometime.
Yeah.
We could have her come in on a Saturday morning. And what else? You have a sister, is that right?
Older sister. She's about 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
She's getting married this summer.
Oh, nice.
And I'm the maid of honor.
Ooh. And where's that going to be?
It's at our aunt's lake house in Vermont.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds
It'll
like
be beautiful.
Fun. Yeah. And so, so when you guys were growing up in Elliott, did you travel with your parents? Did you have, like in the summertime, did you have fun places that you like to go, or you kind of hung around at home? Or
we're not big travelers.
Yeah.
We would meet up with our cousins at that lake house in Vermont.
Yep.
That's kind of the traditional place.
Yeah.
But mostly we've stayed in the area.
Yeah.
I go downtown Portsmouth a lot. That's where I do most of my shopping, eating, all of that.
Yeah. Favorite walks down that way? Do you have any places like you do park and like Strawberry Bank
yeah, and Prescott Park where they have plays and concerts and it's right on the water.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's a beautiful
nice.
place.
Have to make some. Mike Kelly will have to make some trips down there. We're always up for an excursion here or there. And so, what are you reading these days? Are you reading right now? You've started upstairs. Are there books that you are seeing, or are you more adult reader, or both? Or
I don't read much adult, but I did just finish a mystery series by Kathy Reichs, the Temperance Brennan novels, which is what the TV show Bones is based on.
Right.
So I just read 20 of those.
Oh my, good for you.
Waiting for the 21st to come out next month.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So when we are, when someone comes into the library and they need some reader's advisory, we can come to you and you can tell them all about that series. 'Cause, I mean, I know the show, but I've never read the books.
Yeah.
So, and that's a pretty clever series.
Yeah.
I love how they put everything together.
It's the books are very different from the show.
Are they?
Which I like because it's not like they're repeating plots.
Yeah.
But I pretty much never know who the killer is by the end.
Oh, okay. Books upstairs, new things that you've seen that you, new authors that you've seen, or have you, like when you've been shelving books, do you say, oh my God, I remember that, or,
I just took a book off of a display that Lynn put up, and it's Henry and Mudge by Cynthia Ryland.
Yeah.
And I read, I think, all of those when I was younger, all of the Cynthia Ryland books.
Yeah.
And I picked up this one, and it was at the beach. And I was like, did I read this one as a little kid? So I flipped through it, and it didn't seem familiar until it started talking about a rubber red lobster that they brought to the beach.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that's what triggered, oh yeah, I read this one.
Oh, that's great. So how are you finding it here? Is it I know it's tough sometimes when you feel like you're the new kid on the block. But is there anything that we can do for you to help you while you're here?
I just need to learn everybody's name.
Oh, yes.
And now that the masks are off, it's putting names to full faces.
I know. Yeah. And that's when you are upstairs, that you come down through the day to pick up the books from the book drop or on the shelf, and there's a whole new person sitting at the front desk that you've never met. That's going to happen for a little while.
Yeah.
So, and we used to have great meetings at least a few times a year where everybody would be together. And we haven't had one of those in a really long time. So maybe pretty soon we can get something like that scheduled so you can figure out who everyone is.
Yeah.
So, and that's the beauty of like upstairs too. You've got staff, but volunteers are coming in and out the week to help. So it's a lot of people to learn. But it seems like you kind of got the job. Looks like you're doing great up there and
having a good time.
So that's good. And we can't wait to hear more about the pirate party and all those kinds of things. So Miss Terry will have you wearing all kinds of crazy costumes by the end of the summer. But that makes it so much fun.
It does.
So I was watching a promo, a little commercial, if you will, of you were talking about the summer reading program, and oh my gosh, it just looked like you guys were having such a blast doing that. So it's nice to see a bunch of people, that are talking pirate and all that good stuff. So not swearing like a sailor, but talking pirate. Right. There is a big difference.
Big difference.
So, so how long does it take you to get here? About a half hour, 45 minutes?
It's about 45, 50 minutes.
Okay.
There's a couple of school zones where you have to go 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then with summer traffic.
Oh, that's true.
It's a little hard to get out at the end of the day sometimes.
Well, we'll try to do our best to make sure that you can, work around that stuff. So, but it does get tough to, you give up the school bus for the, the vacationers. So, anything else you want people to know about you? Let's see. Do you have a favorite movie?
Probably The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. I love that one.
Yeah.
What about a favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
Absolutely.
From where?
I have stocked up on Shanes of Maine Mint Explosion.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
I have like 3 containers of it.
That's good though.
Yeah.
You never want to run out. What about a favorite restaurant?
There's a bakery in Kittery called Beach Pea.
Okay.
And they have just really good pastries and bread.
Yeah.
And coffee.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's very good to know. I definitely have to get in the car and go to Portsmouth and down that way. Kittery Point, all of that. I never, when you talk about not traveling too much, I don't either. So it's fun to hear about these places though. So, the coolest place that you have ever been, like the most amazing place that you can say that you've been. Anything come to mind?
I don't know if it's very impressive, but I love the Museum of Fine Art in Boston.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't been in a couple of years, but I just love looking at paintings.
Mm-hmm. So if, have you been across the street to the Gardner Museum? Have you ever been to that one?
I think so.
So that one's pretty special too. But the Boston Museum of Art is, and they have the most interesting exhibits. Mm-hmm. And I just love the layout down there. So the Portland Museum of Art, do you ever get up there at all? No. So we have passes.
Okay,
here.
Good to know.
So you can sign up for a pass for the day and go up and explore up there, because that's kind of and it's doable. Yeah. So do you get to Boston much to check out that museum or?
Not often. My sister lives just outside of Boston.
Okay.
So the last time I went down there was March, and we went to a concert.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
Yeah.
Great to see live music again after so long.
Who'd you see?
A band called Half Alive. They're starting to grow a little bit. They're pretty niche at this point.
Yeah.
But they're one of my favorite bands, and the show was incredible.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So do you get to go down to visit with her a lot, or?
She comes up here more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so is this going to be a big wedding? Is this going to be a big shindig?
It's a small wedding, but it has all the trimmings.
Okay. That'll be fun. What color are you wearing?
Pink.
Okay. And that's in July, is it?
In July.
Well, that'll be fun.
Got to pick up my dress from the tailor.
Ooh. So I'm going to a wedding in a couple of weeks, and I still have yet to figure out what I'm going to wear. So at least like being maid of honor, it's like you kind of
picked out for you.
Yeah. So is it like this color?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a great shade. So we are so happy that you're here. And you can, hopefully you get a chance to come and meet Isabelle. She works Tuesday through Saturday. And we really do hope that you will come over and introduce yourselves to her and meet up with her. And she's going to be so much fun to be part of the team upstairs and at the library. So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And we're so glad that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Good. So, and we thank you for joining us for another episode of What's Your Story? And we hope to see you right back here next time.